Everybody's here mostly, so we're going to go ahead and start a little bit early. I'm Maureen Hackett, Dr. Hackett. I'm a founder and president, the founder and president of Howling for Wolves, and I want to thank everyone for being here, especially the media. We really appreciate you coming out today. We wish that someone from the governor's office was here, and we'll discuss that in a moment, but right now, the whole purpose of today is to present our signatures that we gathered essentially mostly since early August when we launched this campaign. And we want to thank our other organizations that participated to gather these signatures. Some of those organizations are represented by people here today. One is HSUS with Howard Goldman. I don't see some of the other ones, but we did have the Sierra Club agreed to participate. We had Minnesota Voters for Animal Protection, we had the Center for Biological Diversity, and but more importantly, we had individuals across the state gathering signers from probably all counties. We're pretty sure on that. We have 50,000 signers, over half of which are Minnesotans. And it's clear that people want to stop this hunt. They want to suspend this hunt. They're asking the governor to suspend the hunt. And we're asking the governor to use his leadership. We're asking the governor to show moral, ethical, and legal leadership in stopping this hunt right now. Suspend it. You know, a democracy, a just democracy, is a reasoned democracy. And what we want to say today is that, you know, we rushed to this hunt. We overturned a 5-year wait before we'd even consider the hunt. Is the volume?
The microphone's right in front of your face.
Oh, sorry.
If you can lower the
microphone.
There, much better.
Okay, sorry. We're asking the governor today to show his leadership on an ethical, moral, and legal basis and stop this hunt. This hunt was quickly, basically rammed through law during a budget shutdown in 2011. Once that 5-year moratorium was taken away, we had the DNR pointing fingers at the legislature, and the legislature pointing fingers at the DNR, and everybody acting helpless to stop the hunt. But the governor can stop the hunt. We know the governor can stop the hunt legally. I just want to remind people that the hunt was actually approved on an expedited emergency rulemaking process. The hunt can be stopped on an emergency rulemaking process. There is 2 weeks before the trapping season starts, and there's plenty of time to stop this hunt legally. But on a more important issue is the rational, reasoned, and ethical standards of stopping the hunt. The people don't want it. Every independent survey that has been done, or the online survey from the DNR, showed 79% opposed. The polling data that we have show that 79% of Minnesotans value the wolf as an asset, and then these signatures also back that up. Now, we asked the governor for a meeting. We've asked the governor for meetings for 20 months now, and the response that we have gotten for a personal meeting with the governor has been, we cannot accommodate your request within a timely manner that will be helpful. Well, 20 months ago it would have been helpful. 6 months ago it would have been helpful. And now it's just about an emergency. The wolf population is likely going the way of every other big game species. They are extinct in almost every other state. We have just a few thousand wolves. The survey that was done at the same time as it has done every 5 years, before the spring wolf pups are born. And that showed a 25% drop in the population since before 2008, meaning that we've gone backwards 25 years to nearly 1988 levels on our wolves. So there's enough information to say that we have a very urgent matter that the governor can take proactive stances and stop it now with his commissioner of the Department of Natural Resources. They can do it legally, but they can also do it through many ways in the governor's role as our leader of the state. Since their legislation passed in 2011, we have new information, and the most important information is we can all agree it's easy to kill wolves. We can all agree that 60 wolves have been killed in 5 days with firearms, and we know that this is probably related to the fact that they are baited, possibly months ahead of time, but we can easily kill wolves. That is not a problem. What's more of an issue is, can we let wolves live? That's really the issue, because we can kill them. And we don't need a trapping season to kill them. We've proven that. We've already killed 60 wolves. We don't need to kill any more. The population could be literally on a cliff right now. And the DNR cannot say that they are not on a cliff, because they have actually stated, and many of you in the media were there for their conference call, that they don't know the full effects of this wolf hunt on the wolf population. They won't know of the full effects of the wolf hunt on the population. This is a new thing. Wolves form bonds. Wolves are different than domestic animals. Dogs, they're different than other canines because they raise their pups as a pair, the parents, and they are very familially oriented. So they have to be attached to their pack members in order to care for them. When you start taking out those members, you break up the packs. We know that only 47% of packs go on to reproduce after they lose one breeding member. 47%, that's half. That takes the DNR's whole justification for this hunt that we had a lot of pups and so we have more wolves to shoot. Great, we're gonna shoot pups. We shot a lot of pups last year. 63% of those wolves killed were 2 and under. So the governor is being asked by the public to suspend the hunt now. The governor is being asked to suspend the hunt while he can still stop the trapping and torture of wolves. We are asking the governor to do that. The DNR's own survey, again, shows 79% are opposed to wolf hunting and trapping. Our polling data shows that the vast majority of Minnesotans do not think that you need a wolf hunt at all if you have other ways of managing wolves. And that same majority, 66%, think, trapping should not happen at all. And snaring, most people don't even know about, which basically cuts off the blood supply to the brain and stops the blood from coming out of the brain so that the wolf suffers blood, basically brain bleeds, and they're extremely painful. But what's very interesting is what we learned once the wolf game and species law went into action, or was going into action. There is a letter by the DNR, we have it posted over here if the cameras can get it, and I have copies to give to the media. And this is where the DNR demonstrated that they knew, in fact, that they did not have to have a hunt, that they could stop the hunt, even as far back as April of 2012, before they had a hunt. They said, however, basically, I'll summarize the first paragraph, which is, all things being equal, they would prefer to delay the hunt, they would prefer to get, a license, complete population surveys, draft a population model. They don't even have good population models for wolves. But after giving it consideration, it said, after giving it considerable thought over the weekend, this is an email from a DNR person to multiple DNR leadership managers and even the commissioner. But after giving it considerable thought over the weekend, I have come to the conclusion that we owe it to our primary clients, the hunters and trappers, and to livestock producers as secondary clients, to do what we can to establish a legitimate harvest opportunity now that the wolf is under our management authority. So essentially, they also go on to say that this is going to be somewhat of an experiment and they'll collect the data. Well, what we're saying is we don't need the wolves experimented on. We had a good management plan. Let's follow that plan. Let's suspend the hunt. Let's suspend the torture of these animals before it begins. In a civil society, we do not want trapping of wolves, and trapping, in fact, is outlawed in 88 countries. The public has spoken and is going to continue to speak. The governor can take a thoughtful and a leadership role and suspend the hunt now and not wait until we have an emergency with our wolf population, as we have with our moose population and as we have with much of the wildlife that was placed on the endangered species listing for the state and the threatened species for the state. Many species were put on that list. The wolf simply wasn't counted before they did the list. The hunt hadn't even taken place before they did that list, when they put the wolf off of the list of species of special concern. It's clear that the wolf is being treated differently. It's clear that the wolf is being treated differently than the people of Minnesota want to treat the wolf. And we're asking the governor to reverse course, to admit that things are unknown, to take the more conservative approach and suspend the hunt now. Thank you very much. Oh, by the way, do you want to see these signers? These are the pamphlets. We've put together binders. We have 5 of them. We have well over 50,000 signers. We have the date and timestamp that people signed, it's a log of the people who signed our letters on our website. But we also have another log of a change.org petition where we have the day that people signed and the zip code that they come from. Many of these people are Minnesotans. A lot of people are international and out-of-state people too. We know that out-of-state people value our state for our natural resources. They want to come here and support tourism. We know that the diversified economy of tourism is of value to Minnesota. We know that we can brand Minnesota with the wild wolf. We know we can. People will remember Minnesota because we have wild wolves. That's a very big rarity in the world. We can distinguish ourselves. But anyway, so the governor refused to meet with us. We're going to drop off these binders. We have 5, and each one has, how many pages? Several hundred. And each line has about 100 lines. So we have 50,000 at least names here. Any questions?
Yeah, if you guys got the opportunity to meet with the governor, are there any alternatives that you as an organization would be okay with other than just immediately suspending? I mean, perhaps having less licenses even next year. Anything like that, or are you